spine and the moral courage of Washington and Lincoln and Martin Luther King. It is in you, it will sustain you as it sustained them. So with pride in the red, white, and blue, with gratitude to our men and women in uniform, let's stand together, let's stand with honor, let's restore America. God bless you and God bless America.
It is no longer enough in our country just to look at these brave heroes. They cannot be the only ones that do the tough things. We as individuals, if we want our country to survive, we must begin now to look at our own selves. We must be individuals of faith, individuals of hope, and individuals of charity. When I first put this together in my head, I thought it was supposed to be political, and I had to announce it for some reason. I went down the floor and I just felt I had to look people in the eye and tell them what we were doing. 25,000 people showed up, and I looked them in the eye, and I immediately broke out into a cold sweat. And when I got off, we were surrounded by a crowd. It was in the round, and people were screaming and yelling, and hands were coming from everywhere, and I grabbed my assistant by the lapels and I pulled him in close. And I screamed in his ear, I said, "I don't know how, but we're wrong." He pushed me back and said, "What?" I knew we were supposed to come here. So I went back to the drawing board. And over the holidays, I painted the faith, hope, and charity. Those three icons. I brought them back to the television studio, and I said, "This is our direction next year." And they looked at me and said, "What?" And I said, "I can't explain it either. I don't understand it, but this is where we're going." It was about 4 months ago that we were still kind of lost, and we didn't know what we were going to do when we got here. And I was down on my knees, and we were in the office, and I said, "Lord, I think I'm one of your dumber children. Speak slowly." And the answer was, "You have all the pieces. Just put them together." The pieces are faith, hope, and charity, and looking for those things inside each of us. So we have plenty of medals for our heroes. They do things that none of us want to do. But when I found the original story of the Purple Heart, the badge of merit, our troops take bullets in our name. They do things for us in our name, and we give them the Purple Heart. But the original intent on the Purple Heart from George Washington, it was called the Badge of Merit. It was the first merit badge, and it was given to any soldier that had done something of merit, that had done something of honor, because George Washington knew to be able to defeat the most powerful navy and army on earth, he had to have farmers and shopkeepers of honor and merit. There were 3 given out that we know of. They were lost until 1933, when they were rediscovered. And FDR took those and designed the medal around it to be for being wounded in action. I would like to humbly ask that maybe as civilians, we go back to that original intent, and for civilians, we begin to look for merit in one another. We begin to look for honor. People who have done the tough things and stood against the tide because it was right. Today, we begin to award the new badge of merit, Restoring Honor. Today, we will award 3 medals to civilians who have done the right thing throughout their life and touched the lives of other people, so our children can see regular people making tough decisions and living their life the right way. To restore